Okay, so today we're going to be doing a review video on equilibrium and some of the key terms that go along with equilibrium and some of the graphs that go along with equilibrium as well. So let me show you what I see. There we go. Okay, so obviously definitions are key. You need to be very foundational in the amount of the definitions that you know. You have to be comfortable with it. If you think about how you answer a question, D, E, E, D, and then maybe ES at the end, depending on which question you're answering, definitions is always first. So you need to make sure that you're comfortable with definitions. So equilibrium is a state of rest. It's self-perpetuating, meaning that it will always exist if there's no outside disturbances. So that could be government or other outside operators. But if nothing is affecting it, equilibrium is always going to exist. And the goal of the market is to reach equilibrium. But that's not always what ends up happening. So let's quickly take a look at something let me bring up the whiteboard here. So let's quickly take a look at a demand and supply schedule so that you can remember how to do this. All right, so this is going to be price, and this is going to be quantity demanded. Sorry, it's hard to draw with this thing. And then this is going to be quantity supplied. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to be looking at is pretty simple examples. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we got prices from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So at a price of 5, our quantity demanded is going to be 10, but our quantity supplied is going to be that's horrible, 50. All right. And then at a price of 40, our quantity supplied is going to be, or quantity demanded, sorry, is going to be 20 with a quantity supplied of 40. At a price of 3, it's going to be, you can probably, oh no. You can probably see a pattern here. Price of $3 is going to be 30, and a quantity supplied of also 30. And then a price at $2, it's going to be a quantity demanded of 40 and a quantity supplied of 20. And then at a price of 1, the quantity demanded is going to be its highest at 50, and the quantity supplied is going to be its lowest at 10. Okay? So you've got you've got it going down here, or price going up here this way, and then you've got it going the opposite direction here. So as price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. So as price and quantity demanded. So as price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. And then as we look at price and then quantity supplied, it kind of looks like a 5, not an S. Quantity supply, that's a better S. So as price goes down here, quantity supplied is also going to go down, okay? So this is due to the law of supply and also the law of demand. Okay, so these are simple ideas, but they're very important ideas, and they're ideas that you can put into multiple paper ones in the micro section. So these are this idea is very important. It can easily go into a paper one, or could be something that you might see on an HL paper 3. I think you'd be pretty lucky to see it on a paper 3 because it's quite simple, but it could easily be something that you see. So make sure that you're comfortable with this. And what you could do next is you could then take this data here and graph it and look at the equilibrium. I won't do that because I'm not very good with this graphing stuff here, but that could be your next step there. Okay, so that's its demand and supply schedule that we were just talking about. Okay, so with that, there are points where the equilibrium is not able to be reached. There's lots of different reasons for that, but there's something that has changed in the market that has resulted in us not being able to reach equilibrium. And at that point, we could get a point where excess supply or excess demand would exist. So make sure you know the definitions of excess supply and excess demand. I won't go through them here. But this excess is created because the market has not been able to adjust. And usually it's because of a quick change in the market. So for example, right now with the coronavirus, there has been an increase in demand as a result of the coronavirus. There's an increase in demand for masks as a result of the coronavirus. So what you're seeing is a situation where there's excess demand and we're not able to meet that demand currently. There's also a lack of supply as well. There is a shortage on top of being excess demand. So it's kind of hitting both ways. So you can think about that as a potential example that you can see it here, that demand has gone up. We were originally demanding at this level, and then demand has shifted to the right, and now we will at the beginning be demanding at this level and then slowly migrate closer to this equilibrium, assuming this is our example of masks over time. And you've kind of seen this, right? Here, I'm in Hong Kong right now, here in Hong Kong, the prices of masks are going way up. And it's because of this excess demand. If there's not government controls or government intervention, then it's going to push that price up as a result of the excess demand and also the shortage of masks as well. So there's a couple different practice problems here. Um, we could quickly go through them and make sure that you are able to get them. So maybe as we talk about them, you can put them in your notes. So it says there's been a health scare related to the consumption of chicken. So you've got what the first thing you need to do is think about what's changing, what is resulting in this change. So there's a health scare resulting in the consumption of chicken, meaning people do not want to eat chicken. So the taste or preference has changed. Taste and preference is a non-price determinant of demand. So demand is going down, therefore it's going to be a leftward shift of the demand line. Okay, so that would be what you'd be drawing there, a leftward shift of demand line. Okay, there's been an increase in the cost of production of motorcycles. So this, again, is a non-price determinant, except it's a non-price determinant of supply. So FOPs, the factors of production that go into making motorcycles, have changed. It's become more expensive. Therefore, they're going to be able to produce less. Therefore, quantity supplied is going to go down. So it's going to be a leftward shift upward of the supply curve, which is price is going to increase, quantity is going to go down. There's been an improvement in the production technology in textile industries. So again, non-price determinant of supply. You've been able to produce more, so therefore the supply line is going to be shifting to the right because quantity supply is going to go up, and then the cost, because you've become more efficient, cost in theory will go down, and that's going to be a rightward shift, okay? Last one here. Manufacturers and sportwear industry have decided to raise the price of training shoes, okay? So is there a non-price determinant? No, there's not a non-price determinant. What is changing? Price. Price is changing. So the only thing that's changing is price is going up. That's it. There is not a movement of the demand line or of the supply line. There's just a movement of the price, okay? So this is not a shift. This is a change in price, okay? All right. We will go ahead and stop there. Hopefully this little review was helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. All right, well, have a good one. And again, if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comments.